Are you ready to win the war for your self-worth? Then stay tuned. Hey friend, welcome back to another Mind Right Monday. I'm your host, Bonnie Kelly, your emotional intelligence speaker, author, and coach, here to help end that pesky cycle of self-sabotage. So today we are talking about winning the war for our self-worth. Now, self-worth is probably one of the biggest topics in the personal development industry. It is all of us want more self-worth. We want to feel worthy. But why? So today we're going to talk about 3 tips we can increase your self-worth. But before I dive into that, let's talk about why we all struggle with self-worthiness issues. Well, I can sum it up very simply. A big part of it is, well, our past experiences. Yes, it's these past experiences that have shaped and molded us into feeling that we were less than, not good enough, that we never measure up, that we don't matter, and we're just not worthy. Whether it was through abandonment, whether it was through betrayal, whether it was through neglect, whether it was just by accident. Maybe you just didn't fit in school, or maybe you didn't excel with your classes. Whatever it was, there was something from our past that really conditioned our mind to believe that we weren't enough or we weren't worthy. And that conditioned belief has plagued and haunted our adult lives. And it continues to be the fuel that keeps us feeling, well, less than. And so now what we want to do is we want to win the war for our worth once and for all. And this requires us to do some deep dive inner and exploration for us to emerge victoriously once and for all. So let's dive into my first tip this week, which is stop looking at where you suck and make a list of your qualities. All right, so how we're going to win this war for your worth is that we have to stop looking at all the ways you stink, all the ways that you fail and you fall short and that you lack and that you're less than. The truth is, all of us have things that we're not spectacular at. Maybe you're not great with grammar or public speaking, or maybe you're not fantastic with math or people skills. You know, that's only a small fraction of who you are. In fact, who you really are is absolutely amazing. If you asked the people that are in your life, the people that you love and have great relationships, where you feel like you could be yourself, if you ask them, what do you think of me? I bet they would all have nothing but constructive and positive things to share and to say about you. But that's not how we see ourselves, is it? That's not how we think about ourselves. And honestly, that sucks. So we need to change the way that we're thinking about ourselves and looking at ourselves, and start by making a list of all the ways that you are amazing, spectacular, awesome, cool, fun, funny, quirky, dorky, whatever it is that really defines you and your uniqueness. And don't dismiss the little things. I can't tell you how often we want to dismiss the fact that you are really spectacular at playing video games. But you're like, oh, that's nothing. Well, not everybody's good at that skill. Or maybe you're a fantastic artist or a great cook. Don't dismiss these qualities. These are amazing pieces and feats about what make you awesome. So I want you to make that list. And not only just make it, I want you to put it somewhere to remind you that this really is the definer. This is the truth of who you are, not what's missing. Yes, all of us have crap that we need to work on, and all of us have things that we're not spectacular at. But stop focusing all of your energy there and start focusing all your energy on where you are awesome. And you can begin to appreciate you and the you-ness that defines you. Talk about a quick boost in your self-worth. Now let me end this section off with a quote by Malcolm X, who said, "We can't think of being acceptable to others until we have first proven acceptable to ourselves. You have to love and accept yourself before you ever feel loved and accepted by others. It is really important that we master this skill and win this war once and for all." All right, let's move on to the second tip this week, which is start treating yourself like someone who is worth something. All right, I get it. When we feel unworthy and we feel less than, and we've gathered all this evidence and all of these memories to support this negative perception of ourselves, It feels impossible for us to want to treat ourselves any other way than we perceive ourselves. Well, have you ever stopped to question that your perception of yourself might be wrong? That how you view yourself isn't the truth. In fact, how you view yourself is a distorted perception that is based on painful past experiences. When we strip away all of that conditioning, all of those memories of the neglect and the abuse and the abandonment, and we really focus on, all right, who are you? You're going to start to remember that you are a gift. You are an expression of amazing uniqueness. And you have to get in touch with that. We have to really focus on where you're outstanding and magnificent and beautiful and bright. Both take equal energy. You get to choose on if you want to focus all of your energy on this toxic version of yourself or on this positive version of yourself. But you have to start treating yourself like somebody who's worth something. You have to start to treat yourself worthy of self-love and self-esteem. Now, many of you are going to feel resistance to this, and it's going to feel awkward. It's going to feel uncomfortable. That's when you know you're on the right track, because change is uncomfortable. When you have thought this negative stuff about yourself for so long, of course it's going to feel weird, and you're going to have resistance to thinking positive thoughts to yourself. But just remember, it's your choice either way. So let me end this section off by a quote by Dr. Wayne Dyer, who said, "Self-worth comes from one thing, thinking that you are worthy." Period. That's the end of that sentence. Self-worth comes from just thinking you are worthy. It's a conscious choice. It's a decision you get to choose to make, and you can make it right now. You don't have to wait until you accomplish something or until you're married, until you achieve something, until you have something. It is yours right now. And it's yours for the taking if you command it. If you say, this is how I choose to be. And the mind is going to say, no, this is who you are. And you have to ping that pong back and say, no, that's who I used to think I was, but this is who I know to be now. And we have to command that. And we have to be willing to say, I choose to think and to feel this way about me, period. Okay? All right, now this leads me to my third and final tip this week, which is clean your friend list up. All right, so this could be applied towards social media, or it could just be applied to you in general. If you want to win the war of your worth, you need to surround yourself with people who, well, feel worthy, who know their worth, who advocate for personal growth and for self-mastery, who are always refining themselves into better versions of who they are, who practice self-care, and who know how to go back to that place where they can combat or challenge their toxicity. If you don't have people like that in your life, well, you need to start maybe cleaning up your friend list. If you go on social media and all you see is toxicity and hate and anger and frustration, well, guess what? That's going to continue to fuel the negative aspect of yourself, the self-deprecating aspect of yourself. We want to kind of pull that back, clean it up, and consciously putting attention and start investing in people who are going to support the true self, the higher self, the worthy self that you know that you are. The greatest gift you can give is a peer group that is going to support the ideal version of you, who's going to champion and uplift and love you through whatever it is that you and whoever it is that you want to be in this world. So let me end this section off with a quote. It's actually an anonymous quote, but I thought that it was worthy of this post. Let me share. If you find yourself constantly trying to prove your worth to someone, you have already forgotten your value. I love this because you don't need to prove your worth to anyone, and yet that's 90% of what we do. We're constantly trying to prove to our mothers, our fathers, our brothers that we're enough, that we are worthy. Please love me. And we forget that it starts here. We need to stop seeking it from out there and start to approve it right here. And that's going to put you on the fast track of winning the war for your worth. So hopefully this video has helped. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. We bring you personal dev videos each and every week to help you along the way. If you have a personal development question that maybe you're struggling with something in your life and you just need a little guidance, support, or effort, don't hesitate to email us at getinspired@bonniekelly.me. We are here for you every step of the way. You can also find me on all social media platforms where we'd be happy to engage. Love hearing from you. Don't forget to comment, and until next week, we'll see you then. Hey friend, did you enjoy this video? I sure hope so. If you're ready to start your personal development journey right now, not in 10 minutes, but in this moment right now, is that you can download my 21-day emotional detox program, and you can get the first 7 days totally free, no credit card required, right now. So if you're ready to start to take that journey into decluttering the heart and mind in 10 minutes or less, then check out this program. It's designed just for you. And until next time, I'll see you then.